Welcome back, guys. So it is dyno setup day. Today I brought over the old hoist from my old shop, my old location, and we're kind of just using it as the reference point to figure out where best to put the new dyno. Borrowing my friend's 135i because none of my cars work. They're all apart, so I can't use any of them to try to position where best to put the dyno and whatnot. But yeah, I think this is roughly where we're gonna end up putting the hoist, and which basically determines where the rest of the dyno is gonna go. So I have the two pieces over here, and now that we've figured out roughly where the hoist that's gonna lift up the car is gonna go, the plan is to mark it. I'm gonna mark it down here, move it away, and then I'm gonna position the roller and then secure the roller to the ground, and then we're going to attach the eddy current to the roller. It gets attached on this side through the shafts, and there's all kinds of stuff that goes in there. I'm gonna share that with you as we go along. So yeah, that's about as far as we've made it so far. I think we've got it pretty much sorted out where we need to put it, and we're gonna continue on and finish getting the dyno in place and bolting it down. So let's get to that. All right, guys, so we picked up and repositioned the dyno, the rollers at least. We've marked the line where we had the hoist, and this hoist is kind of cool because it has these like roller things, and we've slid it out of the way. We are going to slide it back up against that wall now and give us enough room so that we can start working with the eddy current motor. And what we have to do now is get this positioned up to here so we can start attaching this to the dyno. And then, so let's see how that turns out. All right. We're going to position it with the pump truck, then we'll end up picking it up with the forklift. Yeah, this looks good. All right, guys, so we've positioned the drum of the dyno, and we're just about ready to install the load control portion. In order to do this, we had to install this bearing and a shaft that goes in and connects to the drum, and then it uses this drive shaft yoke, basically like a universal joint, to connect to the load control eddy brake motor. This is the other half of it here. So we've installed it on both ends, and now we have to pick up this whole assembly, move it, position it into place, slide it over, and then get it right up to here so we can bolt it back together with these bolts. So let's do that and see how it goes. Down a bit.
Down a bit. You want to pull it back a bit?
So pretty close. We have to slide it over a bit. This thing's kind of a pain to move around, but I think basically this is it. We're gonna line these up and bolt it together, and it should be pretty good. So I'm gonna take care of that because it's hard to film and do this at the same time. All right, guys, so day 2 is here. We've been working away. There's a lot of little things to take care of on this dyno. So last night we actually finished installing this connection between the dyno rollers and the eddy current unit with this fancy universal joint system. It took a lot to actually get it all aligned so that it's nice and straight. We had to use the forklift to hold things, position it, and then the eddy current system bolts up to the dyno with these like 4 bolts on either side. So it's a matter of getting it all lined up and then tightened it up, and which is not easy because this thing is super heavy. Combined, apparently this is about 6,000 pounds. But it's all done, got it all nice and straight, nice and aligned. So now I can start bolting this to the ground and doing the final wiring and installing the covers that go on the top and the platform that goes that way. And then I'll bring back the 4-post hoist, which I washed today because it was filthy. But the dyno gets bolted down to the ground with these special anchors. And what I have to do is I have my hammer drill and a 1/2-inch hole, drill down a certain amount and slip in this anchor, use a special tool to set it, and then I can bolt it right down. Pretty easy, super easy actually. Like these angle feet make it nice and easy to do. I don't have to be inside the dyno somehow, like, or drill the holes and then position it back into place like the Mustang. The Mustang, all the bolt holes are on the inside, so you have to kind of like reach in, mark where you want it, remove the dyno, drill it, and then put the dyno on top of those holes. So that was a pain to do with the Mustang dyno. This is way easier, but not a big deal really. Anyway, so made some progress. Also ran the air line, did the electrician came by today and did the power. So we're getting pretty close. Just gotta finish bolting this down and then bolting everything up. So the plan for today is to finish bolting this all down, and then tomorrow I hope to take care of all the platform stuff and finish up the wiring and install the electronics. I'm gonna be using a laptop to control it. For now, I don't see any point. I have this extra laptop lying around, so I might as well use it. It's a pretty good one. It's easier than going out and buying a whole desktop just to run the dyno. But either way, that's about it. And I will continue working away and share with you when I have some more progress. So yeah, with the hole drilled, you just drop the anchor in, use the fancy tool. Until it bottoms out. All done. And do it up. All done. 4 more to go. All right, guys, we're getting super close to being able to tune cars here. Over the weekend, I did a whole bunch of work. A couple friends came by and helped me out with this platform. This was a bunch of work to get it all sorted out. This platform allows me to strap cars down at the front and gives me basically just a platform to stand, work on the car, strap cars down, also make sure that if we go too far, it doesn't like fall off the dyno. It's basically got a whole bunch of brackets underneath here that support it. So that was a fair amount of work to set up. But basically the dyno is all ready to go. I just have to put this cover back on, had to do one final connection in there, and then now I can put the cover back on and finish running all the wires. I need to run all the wires over to here where I am for temporarily keeping the dyno controller and the laptop until I can get like a nice cabinet and bench to go along there to store everything. I will take care of that later on. It's not really a priority because getting this up and running is the priority. Today, the plan is to finish up with the hoist. The hoist is where it needs to be, but it's not anchored to the ground yet. So I gotta finish anchoring it to the ground, drill and hammer in the anchors and bolt it down. And then also I have to finish and figure out where I'm gonna be putting all the D-rings that basically allow me to strap the back end of the car that's not being dynoed, down to the ground. I'm gonna try to figure out, I have a couple cars here, gonna measure them, see what makes the most sense. But I have a whole bunch, so I'll probably put a bunch just in case to help with different lengths of cars and whatnot. So yeah, getting super close to being able to tune cars on this. It's been a fair amount of work. So yeah, that's about it for now. I'm gonna continue working away, and hopefully the next little update will be when I'm able to put a car on here. So let's continue on. All right guys, so I am back up and running. There's still a lot of work to do, but I'm at the point now where I can use the dyno effectively, and I can fine tune and tweak things from here on out to however it works. It ends up working out best. I still have to do a bunch of work in this area. I need a proper bench and maybe a bigger toolbox. But yeah, for now I have the big screen hooked up to the laptop that controls the dyno, and that seems to be working out well, but I do want to make this a more permanent setup. So once I've done a few cars and seen how it works, I'm gonna tweak that. I also need to sort out how I'm gonna hold fans, because this is a temporary setup for now, but it actually works really well for the cars I've tuned so far. And as you may have noticed, the 8th gen is here. So my Project 8th gen Civic is here, and I plan on doing a whole bunch of content with it very soon. The dyno season is starting to slow down here. It's not as crazy as it's been, so I will have a bit of time to do all the content that I had promised for this car. So I look forward to doing that. I have a bunch of parts to test out, and I know I promised 2-step and stuff like that. So the plan is to start working on the content for this car. So anyways, but the dyno is up and running, and I will be sharing with you some tunes very soon. I have a bunch of cool cars lined up, and I can't wait to film them for you guys and share them with you, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy them. So anyways, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and are looking forward to all the up and coming project updates and the tunes and whatnot. So anyways, that's about it. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you again soon.